And we're live. Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Hi there, I'm Will. We have a bunch of other games on this channel, like League of Amazing Adventures on Wednesday. We have the Calling Chronicle on Friday, and we have this game on Mondays. Sorry for running late tonight, folks. We just had a little bit of time to get things set up and get things dealt with. I will learn how to stream well eventually.
It has nothing to do with you, Will. It's just one of those days.
But it's a Bones Day, so it's going to be a good game.
I don't know what
It
that
is
means.
a Bones Day. But with that, Matt, why don't you... I realize I'll send you the TikToks, Matt. But Matt, why don't you give us an intro to the show?
Now I know the bones and the cute dog. So yes, we are here again to play the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path for Pathfinder 2. We are still in Part 1, Kindled Magic, though we have now moved from Chapter 1 to Chapter 2. The group having survived what turned out to be a near-fatal initiation ceremony.
Vicious encounter.
Things were going well for a while, and then in the course of one round, 2 people were rendered unconscious by stab wounds. That bad luck aura was nasty.
Yeah. It was.
I'm gonna have to use that again.
As will I.
No. But yeah.
I feel like I'm getting caught in the crossfire here.
As we move forward into the adventure now, we are going to be actually becoming actual students now. And that is going to bring a host of new challenges and new opportunities. And on that note, Will, do you want to roll the intro now, or do you want to do character introductions first?
Well, we'll roll the intro and then we'll do character introductions during the game.
Then roll that intro.
Yeah.
I will roll it once my PC catches up with my clicker. I think I clicked it. I clicked it.
We're back.
We are back.
We are back specifically with McKenna playing
Avi. I have my little bat. And I also did Batwing Eyeliner tonight just for the occasion.
Yeah.
And it's my first pass at it, so it's a little janky, but you can't see it from a distance, so it's all good.
We Gucci up in here.
Yeah, you ever feel like, Will, that we're being just styled all over?
Yes.
Yes.
Constantly.
You can't see it.
I'm perfectly okay with it because, listen, you know what? One day I'll win.
We got these 2 fabulous ladies down here, making themselves into works of art, and I'm wearing my comfiest and most ratty pair of jeans.
If it makes you feel any better, I am also wearing sweatpants. So
That makes me feel a little better.
The comfy pants on today.
Careful, don't show any feet. That's not allowed.
Good point.
No, I don't have any.
Oh, no hooves either.
Own
paws.
I don't own feet or
Feet
paws
don't
or
exist. I don't know
anything.
what you're talking about.
They're just stubs. And not cute ones.
I appreciate the offer in chat there, Squishy, but I like my natural look. If there's going to be any sort of decoration, it'll just be hats. And maybe a fake mustache.
No, do what we should do at some point, Matt? Just because we are local to each other, we should do like a Will and Matt meetup and like do something before stream thing. I think that'd be a good time.
You dye my hair blonde, and I'll get some fake glasses. It'll be very
Yeah!
confusing.
We can cosplay as each other.
Oh, God. No, Will, you have much nicer hair than me. But
Oh, thank
anyway,
you.
enough about us and our own silliness. Let's talk fantasy and adventure. So, just as a little bit of house... Oh, I forgot the rest of the character introductions. I'm terribly
Yes,
sorry.
you did.
Coming in behind me to smack me and remind me that they exist is Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I exist. I go by Zosie Pose on the internet, and I am playing Ophelia. She is a whisper elf bard, and she wants to become a pop idol pastel witch at the school. All she cares about is amassing followers.
As you do.
Got to get that clout.
Collect.
And last but certainly not least, the man who started all this rolling like some sort of internet-based fun-loving dung beetle. I had a metaphor, then it got away from me.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
But...
This channel was created because of COVID depression.
Aww.
It was.
It is the best people who turn suffering and crisis into art.
Exactly. Thank you, Matt.
But who are you playing, Will?
I'm playing Igura, the Gripply summoner, who, Zoe, could very much help your character amass followers, because since the death of God, there's been a vacancy. You could fill that vacancy.
Oh my.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I like
and
it.
the cult.
I didn't
the cult
realize.
just begin.
I didn't realize that Froggy Boy was aggressively atheist now. God is dead.
Once a part of a cult, always a part of a cult. I will say there was one announcement I forgot at the top of the show. The next campaign 2 for Wednesday nights, looking like it might be a Western chat.
Ooh.
Interesting.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, continue, Matt.
I have questions for that later. But let's jump into things. You guys are just fresh off the heels of the near disastrous initiation ceremony, and finally, Teacher Ott shows up, and is quite shocked to find several of you guys possibly just being brought back from unconsciousness with horrible stab wounds, and he quickly tries to find out what the heck happened with all of them. I'm just going to speed through this because I want to get into this stuff for chapter 2.
If I may say one thing in character.
Sure.
Oh, Avi, Ophelia, thank you for getting me up. I thought I would croak.
Oh. We should have let him die.
Oh boy.
I think
Yeah.
Avi is like desperately trying to keep an eye on Teacher Ott's reaction because we have killed the gremlins. I think she's very, very afraid that they're about to be expelled.
Oh my god.
As a matter of fact, it very specifically says in the text that he is not upset because you guys were defending yourselves. This isn't like the gremlins, which were just meddlesome troublemakers that's, like shooing the loitering teens off the lawn or something. These things were literally trying to murder you all.
Yeah, they were very mean, but I still felt, I don't know, I was just worried because I know we weren't supposed to use force.
Okay, but so many people were about to die. I think it's okay.
It is very much fine. You all did very well. I'm very proud of you protecting your fellow students.
Oh,
I'm
thank
terrible.
you.
Did you learn, was this just a random attack? What was the meaning of all this? What do you know what the cause was?
I mean, all we really knew was the name that it yelled at us at the end.
Yeah, he and I point at the
A name?
the more dog-shaped one. You did give us a name. Do I remember it?
It was
Stone
Ghost.
Stone Ghost.
Stone Ghost.
I think they were mad about the incident with the bells in the other room.
I'm afraid that doesn't quite ring any bells. I've never heard of a creature or a spirit or an organization called Stone Ghost. I will look into that. Thank you for this information, young ones.
And hopefully they're not related to the Pathfinder Society. Those guys are murder hobos.
Oh. We don't have any trouble with the Pathfinder Society. He essentially kind of calls off the ceremony. He said he kind of gives you all a pat on the shoulder. You're initiated. Feeling that you guys probably need some time to go and recoup from all this, and he like ushers a few off. But ushers a few off to get actual medical attention.
In 2 levels, I'll be able to do that for us,
assuming you're conscious.
Yeah.
But yeah, we that essentially is how chapter 1 ends. You guys have acquired a little bit of information about possible causes of all this, but nothing definite. And that does bring
set
us
in stone.
Nothing set in stone, especially if it's a ghost.
So ghost.
It is the spooky season. And as we begin chapter 2, I do have a lovely little introduction opener that I'm just going to read to you all. It's another sort of parable from The Expanse. When the world was still young and there were few tales to spin by the firelight, there was a young woman who lived near the base of a mountain. Some say it was the tallest mountain to have ever existed, but who can say for sure now? What matters is that one day she heard the whispers of the rains and the caress of the winds and followed them up the mountain. She stayed there for a day and a night and returned as the next dawn broke. Where did you go? Her family asked her. She replied, I walked up the mountain, and the rains told me secrets of how to move them. And though no one understood, village life moved on. As the weather turned crisp, a stray spark landed on the dying grasses, and the fire that followed would have immolated the village. While the people scrambled to get their buckets and bowls and blankets to quench the blaze, the woman, who had walked up the mountain, stepped forth. Her words and hands swept over the river over the fire and put it out in an instant. The people stared, unable to understand what they had seen, before all crying out at once. You can command the river, someone exclaimed. You must be a god. No, she insisted softly as she backed away. I simply listened to the winds and rains, and they showed me the ways I can help. The rains, of course, cried a farmer. Then you can bless us with healthy crops. And you can bring us river fish, cried a fisherman, and ease our weary backs. More demands rang out from the people. Heal the sick, raise a house, bless a child, find a truth, grace a marriage, bring justice, bring peace, give love, give joy, give and give and give. The woman backed farther and farther from the demands until she felt the cool stone of the mountain behind her. The mountain had never asked her for anything, despite all it had given. She retreated farther still and became one with the mountain, escaping the incessant demands of her village forever. Magic can do much, but those who wield it deserve respect and peace, lest they vanish like the woman into the mountain. Text on the screen, Chapter 2, First of Many. So, this is going to delve into an interesting section of your careers here at the school. Basically, we are going to now be going into the mechanics of academic advancement. We are essentially glossing over the first few months of your classes here at the school. And during that time, you guys are going to have a chance to essentially delve deeper into the specific kind of education involved with your particular branches. Now, I believe we should have them all in your character sheets. All of you have or are going to probably now pick one of the branches at the school. You can base it on the experiences you had with the service tasks, which were all tied to specific branches of the school. And once we have those picked, I'm more than happy to list them off again. Once you have them picked, those will kind of dictate, to a certain extent, the benefits you get when you level up your kind of academic level, so to speak.
I also believe that there is in the handout section, Matt. If you'd like, I can make a short description of all the branches become available for everyone.
Let's see. I mean,
it's the Magambia handout in the player's guide section.
In the player's guide section, you say.
Although I feel like the description they give you in the player's guide is not necessarily what we encountered when we were engaging with them.
Fair.
For the tasks?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, more fetch questy than, I'm sure what they always do, but I mean, we weren't even initiated yet, so they're going to do some easy stuff for us, right?
Give me a quick second here. I'm just going to open up that lovely player's guide they gave us and just do a quick rundown for the audience too, because it has been a little while in regards to the specific branches. All right.
The branches of the tree of the Magambia.
Yes, indeed. All right. So, Magambia scholars believe in many fundamental values of scholarship. Key among them are adaptability, camaraderie, imagination, knowledge, and valor. The school's faculty and lessons are divided into 5 branches, each emphasizing one of these values. The Cascade Bearers esteem imagination, from the dreams of the most visionary magical theorists to innovations of creative problem solving of all stripes. So free thinkers, The Emerald Boughs emphasize camaraderie, the sense of community and connection to fellow Magambians. They also interact with those outside the Magambia and spread the Academy's message. They're very much, trying to be part of the community. The Rainscribes value adaptability in thoughts and deeds, as well as willingness to admit errors and learn from past mistakes. The Tempest Sun Mages inspire valor, not only the physical courage to stand up for friends and the school, think Neville Longbottom, but also the intellectual courage to consider opposing viewpoints and widen one's understanding rather than staying entrenched in a single paradigm. And finally, the one that I always have trouble pronouncing, the Unjati, understand that knowledge lives in stories passed down through the generations and is also earned every day through personal experience. They're very much, I suppose, about living knowledge, stuff that you get from other people and from the lives they have led, rather than just reading formulas in books. Mm-hmm. So, as you guys have now entered into your second year of school, you are going to have to sort of pick a hard major, pick one of these ones to really specialize in, and then also pick one that you're sort of interested in, but not enough to devote yourself fully to it, is sort of your minor. Yeah.
Welcome to tonight's episode where we select our majors.
Yep. I think it's a good episode for this, as we are down a few people, so we don't want to delve too much into activities that people might miss out on.
Exactly.
All right. Each branch, I'm just going to read this from the book for all of you. Each branch has 2 or 3 associated skills, 1 or more subcategories of lore, and a general feat. As you gain levels in your branch, which is what the academic advancement is about, you'll gain benefits that apply to the associated skills and lore, as well as the associated general feat. Unlike your character's level, your levels in primary and secondary branches don't advance automatically when you gain experience points, or in how we're running the campaign, kind of story beats. Instead, you advance your branches through academic achievement. Early in your career, this typically happens via bookwork and exams. As a student at the Magambia, you can either use the study downtime activity or the cram downtime activity to represent your accomplishments in your studies and exams, with the timing based on the academic calendar. So we are going to have to start keeping track of an academic calendar. Truly accomplished scholars also might be able to use the practical research activity as a downtime activity in the field to gain additional new insights and academic advancements during adventures, as opposed to the more normal curriculum. It's later volume stuff, but so basically, there are downtime activities. There's the study, there's cram, and there's practical research. Yeah. The study requirements are you are initiate, attendant, or conversant. So you guys are initiative, so you qualify for studying. And like on a critical success, you ace every exam and cause a stir and increase the level of your branch you chose by 2. A success is, as you expect, you do well and you gain, you increase the level of your branch by 1. Failure, you need to work harder and try again. Your branch level does not change. And critical failure, you make a major mistake that requires you to perform remedial studies. You have to go to summer school. The next activity that you would get an opportunity to attempt this activity, you must skip it. So basically, a critical thing means not only do you not advance, but you lose a chance to advance the next time there's a chance to do studying.
Yeah.
So.
I don't suppose we get to gain any insight as to what skills, abilities, and general feats are associated with each.
Yeah. It's
actually yes,
all in the player's guide.
There is also a lovely table that has the associated branches, skills, lores, and feats. If you like, I can let you know.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know because.
Specifically, which branches are we talking about?
I'm looking at Cascade Bearer and Emerald Boughs.
Okay, the Cascade Bearers, their associated skills are Arcana, Occultism, Religion. Their lore is Academia lore, so you'd be really good at telling us Deku's backstory. And the general feat is Canny Acumen.
Ooh.
The Emerald Boughs, their associated skills are Deception, Diplomacy, and Society. Very much what you need for a face, Their lore is Specific Settlements, much as like Nantambu lore, like I think you already have.
I do have that one.
And the general feat is Adopted Ancestry.
Oh, that's
you learn by example. And for, say, Will, who I'm pretty sure is going to be majoring in the Tempest Sun Mages.
Sun Bros.
Yep. Intimidation and Performance are their skills. The lore is Warfare lore, which makes sense. And their general feat is Toughness.
Nice.
Get those calloused hands.
How about the Uzunjashi?
They get Crafting and Lore.
I'm terrible at crafting.
Are you really? I thought that was a good score. I was like, wait.
Didn't I roll like a 25 and 25 and
You
24?
did. I was like, wait, what? I could have sworn.
Okay, sorry.
Their lore is actually any lore, which is interesting.
Nice.
And their general feat, is a perennial favorite, Incredible Initiative.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That would probably be a good one for the bard.
Definitely going for that one. Storytellers. I think Benji was also interested. We'll pay PJ.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about a minor.
I think I have mine picked out actually already.
I also hear Rainscribes.
Also, I should just note too, even with extra opportunities, you can't advance your primary branch level above your character level. So at the moment, regardless of how much study time you guys have, you guys won't be able to get beyond branch level 2.
It's fine by me.
Yeah. And there are also just in addition to actually no, these are the benefits. The benefits for advancing your branch level are some interesting stuff. Like at level 1, you get an additional lore. At level 2, you get Steeped in History +1. You learn about the history of the branch and the Megambia in general. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to recall knowledge about the Megambia, the tenant or history of your branch, and the members of your branch. And I won't say anything more because some other interesting stuff comes up later. But so we are essentially, as mentioned, we are kind of doing a school montage for like the first couple months now here that you guys have now actually begun your proper tenure at the school, though not actual tenure. So if you guys like, we could go through sort of a description if you guys want to try using that time to get your branch level up.
Yeah. Well, I think first of all, let's all figure out what branches we're taking.
Yes.
Yes.
Does anyone have any other questions regarding the branches or?
Can I get the Rainscribe one real quick?
Oh, Rainscribes. Their skill associated is medicine, nature, and survival.
Interesting.
They get a specific terrain lore.
Oh, interesting.
And their general associated feat is fleet.
Yep.
I have no idea what I want my minor to be.
All right. Well, luckily, Igura has figured this out. So Igura's major is going to be the Tempest Sun Mages because Sun Bros.
Praise that sun.
Praise the sun. And then Igura's minor is going to be Rainscribes.
Okay.
A former cultist minoring in learning from past mistakes. I like it.
Do
Since
not
the death of God, there's been a vacancy. You could fill that vacancy.
Don't let one bad experience with a cult sour you to all religions.
All religions are all cults.
All religions.
Yes.
I mean, Desna is great.
Desna is great. We do love Desna in this house.
Yeah.
Do we?
You're right. I'll look into this.
Don't even joke about Zonkathon with me right now. I don't want to hear it. But you know what I do want to hear? I want to hear what it's like living as a Cascade Bearer, because that's my major. And then I think I'm going to do Emerald Boughs as my minor.
Nice.
The impression I get about Cascade Bearers, their big thing is imagination. So you're the outside the box thinkers.
But I thought it was interesting how it was specifically as it applies to like academics and like applying what you've learned in an innovative way. As much as it is about imagination, I also saw it as innovation and learning more from what you know, which I felt like that fit nicely into the whole like discern secrets aspect of Avi.
Birds of a feather.
Yeah, because initially I almost dismissed it because I'm like, this feels like a very creative, like more artistically angled, but it is a very academic group of people, and I like that for her.
What are you thinking of your minor, though?
Emerald Boughs, for sure.
Okay. Camaraderie, that's fair. You seem to be making an effort to reach out to your fellow students and the like, even ones that perhaps make you a tad uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, it's also because of the way Avi was raised in her coven, sharing what you have learned with that innovation with other people is very important to her as well.
They weren't the type that would jealously guard their secrets?
No, definitely not.
At least that you don't know.
At least not that I know, damn.
McKenna's characters can never have a happy family on this channel.
I was so very crystal clear about this character having like a loving home life. I didn't give Matt an inch. I was like, everybody loves each other and helps each other so much to the point where her charisma is bad because she doesn't know how to persuade or deceive people because she's never had to.
I'll let you on a little secret. They have kept something from you. It's that they like macrame.
That's fair.
They're a little embarrassed because they're not very good at it.
Oh, we have such tiny hands. We have little tiny bat hands.
Once you get good at it, it's very intricate.
But Zoe, what are you thinking?
Well, definitely the Uzanjati. But I don't know anything except the Rainscribes for my minor.
I mean, you're pretty adaptable.
But would never admit to past mistakes.
That's true.
Well, you know, that's why it's your minor.
Forward and onward.
Igura, the Florida man of the Magambia.
Gout. Probably the Cascade Bears.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, you guys can spend some study sessions together.
Studying. I'm very curious to see what Shy picks.
Yeah. Okay, let me just check something here. Standard DC of your branch's level.
So for level 1, it's 15. For level 2, it's 16.
Yeah, I'm just making sure there isn't like any ads. Doesn't seem like it. So do you guys want to try rolling for your academic levels? We will flavor it once we see how you do.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we start with you then, Will?
Alrighty.
So
go ahead, Matt.
I'm going to say you guys in these kind of 2 months are basically going to have the opportunity to do two levels. Now you can do it once in your primary, once in your secondary, or two in one of them. So it's your choice. If you want to diversify your studies a little bit in these first couple months, or if you want to really focus on your major.
Yeah. So I think for Igara's first set, they would definitely focus on the Tempest Sun.
Okay.
And for that one, they would probably run Intimidation.
Okay. So basically, what this consists of then is you get to have almost sort of like not stage combat, but magic combat classes, where the biggest thing where they're trying to teach, where the intimidation comes up here, is it's like that scene from Batman Begins where he's lecturing Bruce about the strength to act. Like your instructor's warning you about this, essentially really get in your face, and they kind of challenge you to take the first step in pushing back. And these are big, tough, scarred, possibly magically enhanced beings. So you have to, make them take a step back. So that's what the intimidation is. You have to make them believe that you are taking initiative, that you have the will to act. So give me an intimidation check, Will.
And they're like, double the size of Igara.
And also, they're not letting you bring out your toad or your frog.
Yeah. All right. Well, then.
Don't look at the frog. Look at me.
I want to get the exact. I think, as they're kind of just in. I think, as they're getting into his face, the inner monologue of me is just kind of going okay, what I need to do is I need to break their will. I need to be so scary that I break their will to be scary. And that's what goes through Igara's head. And I'm going to use my hero point to re-roll that. There we go.
There you go.
Straight to it.
And that is, in fact, a critical success then, because if the if the standard DC of the branch's level, so that would be 15, so that would be a crit.
If I may, Matt.
Yes.
As Igara stumbles with the first thing, he's like, hey, and they forget their words for a second, and they're like, you know what? No. I am going to protect people. I'm going to be a wall that will never fall. And Igara, pops up a bit.
Your instructor kind of just glares down at you a moment, and then a little smile teases the corner of his lips. Some fire in you. And this is an important note too, that because Will, you did get the critical success, you already advanced to your branch level 2, but it should be noted that if you want to use your second downtime studies, you can essentially save an extra advancement level for next time. You can't go beyond your level, but you can load one in as soon as you level up, it'll become available.
I'll have to think about that. Let's go to other people while I debate that.
I mean, there's no downside unless you were worried about a failure.
I'm debating whether or not I do that or if I progress the other ones. So give me a minute to look at what I get.
Sure. Let's go to McKenna.
Sounds good. Yeah, I absolutely want to study.
Okay.
I think I wanna double down on my Arcana. Learn some more magic stuff.
And it should be noted, and we are going to be expanding this later in this chapter too. You guys can start building real relationships with your fellow dorm mates, and there are advantages to them studying with you. Like a lot of them just have the standard benefit that if you're studying with them, if you have a good enough relationship that they'll study with you and you get a success, it becomes a crit success.
Oh, that's helpful.
That's some of them have slightly different benefits, but that seems to be a fairly common one. Because there's like 10 different dorm mates you can study with. Admittedly, two of them will require some extra effort because two of them are not happy with you guys right now.
Good thing I am not studying for Emerald Vows right now. I'm studying for Cascade Bears. But I suppose I would like to study with Mariama because we did the whole little stargazy ritual with her.
Let's double check this. You know what? Yeah, you guys had a good night with Mariama. And she is with the Cascade Bearers. And her classroom advantage is you can reroll a check to study for the Cascade Bearer class. This is a fortune effect, so it should be noted if your reroll is worse, you cannot use a hero point to reroll it.
Oh.
You can't double up on fortune effects.
That's fair. Well, I guess it's just like a free use of a hero point then.
Basically, yes.
That's fine.
Though I because you are choosing to go with the study buddy route, paint a picture for me, Hank. How do you approach this? What's your pitch for her spending this extra time with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I go up to Miriama and tell her about the fucking dream I had. With like the bloody frog and everything, and tell her that I had it right after the thing that we did, the ritual that we did, and after I had told Igora without meaning to that he had forgotten something, and that I wanted to study more about like what might have caused that to happen, because I feel like that might interest her.
I mean, she does seem interested, and she's like, I love a good mystery.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm wondering if this could almost be like a paper or something. Because you guys seem to have, like, similar linked dreams. That's not normal.
That's so weird, right? And I guess I just got here, but I don't know of any magical things that would make that happen. I've never heard of anything like that before.
You guys haven't, like, shared blood or anything, have you?
No,
okay.
Gosh, no.
I mean, voluntarily.
That you know of.
in a fight, that doesn't really count, I don't think.
But no, not ritualistically, at least.
Okay. Oh, that is strange. Interesting, but strange. So yeah, feel free to do your role as you guys kind of study this, and you do actual lessons and stuff in your branch, but you also kind of do the side thing where you wonder like, oh, could this be it? As you try and apply what you're learning to the question of what is causing this dream? What does it mean?
Applied knowledge for innovation. We're doing it. We're rolling Arcana. 27! We're doing it! I'm not taking the reroll.
An 18 for Will, and then a 19. Goodness, yeah. Well, that's a crit success.
Very spicy.
So, goodness gracious. Yeah. Oh, is the stream down?
No.
No, it's fine.
Oh.
I
have it not playing. That is paused. Sorry to give you a heart attack, Will. I don't know how that happened.
You're gonna kill Will.
Heart attack energy.
Just keeping you young. So yeah, you guys, you know what? during the course, because you got a crit too, I'm going to give you a little something. While you were sitting there studying through some old books that Mariama had, your eye just happened to catch on something that she completely missed in one of the books. And it does talk about the concept of dreams being influenced by a invisible connection of energy, that regardless of the distance someone has with a thing, if they are connected to it, there can be images and feelings that are shared across, and that often manifest in the subconscious, which turns into dreams.
Huh.
And sometimes, though this is even rarer, it's possible for essentially you to walk between that connection in a way, like as if you're interrupting some sort of circuit. And that's how some people can end up in other people's dreams. Magic is weird and sometimes doesn't make consistent sense, but it's interesting. And that's Mariama is one of the reasons she loves it.
Yes,
Stay on your toes.
absolutely. Well, Avi's the same way.
Thank you, Squishy.
Yeah, all right. I think I will also wait for my second one and let Zoe go.
So, how are you pursuing your magic academia?
All right. So, what are my options right now that I can do? Because I'm like crafting. I could do like
Well, remind me, what was the branches you're picking for your major that you're working on?
Uzanjati and then the Cascade Bear. So like I see crafting, or I could pick any lore.
Well, the lore is it the lore? Some of these, like the general feats, are what you get. The skills are what is training. Just give me a quick second here.
Right.
Yeah, lore is a skill, so I suppose you could use the lore, is it? Yeah. So yeah, you could use one of the lores to try and help to do your check. So Uzanjati is any lore. So yeah, any lore you have, which in this way, the fun thing about the them, because they're so obsessed with stories, their classes for this particular branch kind of take the form of almost like a storytelling circle.
Love it.
You guys are brought to this very kind of cozy room that doesn't have like chairs and a blackboard and everything, but has a sunken area in the middle of the room with very comfy like mounds of pillows. And everyone has a chance to like brew a drink off to the side of the room, and they come in and people are invited when they feel comfortable to share a story. And then in a nice way, everyone is sort of encouraged to dissect the story for, what can we learn from this, and what did you learn from this, and do you feel like this was a worthwhile experience, and stuff like that. They really try and like the instructor at one point makes the point that all of us potentially are teachers for each other, we just may not know it yet. So basically, when it comes to your time, you would be using one of your lores to tell a story, or just giving an amusing anecdote about something you've learned in this lore that you know.
Right. But I don't know which lore I would even want to go with.
I would say the one with the best bonus. Just from a mechanical standpoint.
Right. I think for now I am going to go into crafting so I can focus on making different props for me and Benji, better weapons. I have a couple weapons ideas. So yeah, I'm for crafting.
Okay. For the crafting, the less so much the story circle, as they take sort of a practical demonstration of knowledge, and you're asked to give an anecdote about where you learned the skills from this and what you may have inspired it. Always going to be sharing in this particular branch.
Sharing is caring.
Oh, poo.
Oh.
How come that one looked different?
Because you did not click
Roll.
the skill, perhaps.
Aha.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Get it out of the way now.
I'm going to ignore that roll. So we won't.
That roll didn't happen. But that roll did.
That roll did.
Ooh, do you want to
But
use
guess
a
what?
hero
Have a
point?
hero point.
That one didn't happen either.
That might be worth using a hero point on.
Oh my
god! Oh, that's so rotten.
Boo!
So as you're sitting down to like
Sorry.
take your first stab at creating it, just like, you know, what is it called again? An improv box or something to use as a basic starting block for a set or a prop or something. You pull out a nice craftsman's knife or something and start to just work with a hard piece of wood, and you accidentally slip and you cut your finger. And as you look down at the cut, you sort of disassociate for a second, and all you can think about is one of your friends being stabbed in the gut at your initiation ceremony, and you just kind of involuntarily take a step away, and you're like, oh, and you kind of start seeing triple.
Oh.
Like, need to focus, need to center, and
Drama.
Oh, that's terrible. Fun fact, I've been working with knives ever since I was 5 years old, and I never have cut myself. But if I did, I would probably have that reaction.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, guys, we all crit.
oh boy,
In
That's
different ways.
Mark, that's a bit of a stretch.
Lamau. Oh.
Matt, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
If I do crit succeed again, does the crit carry over, or would only one level carry over?
Are you doing it in the same branch?
Yeah, it would be in the same branch.
Well, then any successes you get would carry over, I think,
Okay.
as a rules as written.
Okay, so now here's the question, y'all.
Yeah.
If I go with my same branch, I can hang out with Essie. And we can get working together on some stuff. But if I do the Rainscribes, there's a certain NPC that has a good connection with me that I can also hang out with.
You can hang out with Anchorroot.
Yes. I want to hang out with
Anchorroot just because I like her.
To be fair, well, while you probably would have the best luck approaching Anchorroot out of everyone, because she has such social anxiety, you still might need to make a bit of a check.
Unless you try to bond over chickens.
Okay, well then, in that case, I think I'll play it safe for now, and we will not jump over the Rainscribes just yet. I'll focus in on my major.
Also, Will, just to let you know, because you were the first one to get a success, the branch benefit by level, you've already achieved level 1 and 2, I guess. You get additional lore. At first level in a branch, you learn more of the Magambia's deep well of lore associated with your branch. You gain the additional lore feat in a lore skill associated with the branch. So,
Warfare lore.
yeah. So yeah, you get another level in warfare lore.
Yes, which is, chat, just so y'all know, my bonus in warfare lore is a 3 because I have a -1 in intelligence. Things I will never be using. Yeah, Matt, is Essie up to study with me then?
You know what? Essie, yes. Because she just likes studying altogether.
She's so helpful.
Yeah.
Though, to be fair, Will, just as a head... Oh, sorry, that's Shazari. Yeah, for Ezzy, she has the standard thing where if you get a success, it counts as a critical success.
Yeah. I think Essie and I are going to workshop our scary faces together. I just kind of like knock on the door. Essie. I'd like to study with you.
You feel a presence behind you, Will.
Kiara?
Yes, in fact. She seems to be coming back from the bath. Her hair is all done up in, big towel, crazy thing. She's wearing a very fluffy robe. Are you looking for Essie?
Yes.
Well, there's light out, so I'm assuming she's in the library.
Ah.
For some reason, she finds it a more conducive study environment than the dorm. And you hear a mild crash from Shazari's room and some cursing. Like, I can't imagine why.
I can't imagine. Oh, Kiara, Avi was looking for you. You should go find them. And then Igor will head out.
Rat bastard, I said no such thing.
You do see Kiara. Oh.
I'm a jokester.
Remind me what branch Kiara is.
You don't know?
Heard. Oh, I could have sworn.
There's a lot of questions you guys haven't asked Kiara about herself. You've, I think, been a little afraid to find out more details about her.
Well, I think I've just made the assumption that she's not going to be straightforward about it, which maybe is a bad assumption on my part.
You're being mean and judgy.
It is noticeable, actually, that all the information you guys have about Kiara, or at least the very beginnings of it, that you've then gone on to ask her questions about, you got from other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to head over to Essie in the library.
You do find it, and she does look a tad irked that someone is interrupting her reading, but once you explain what you're looking for, she's like, I'm always very interested to try new study dynamics. Who knows what we could achieve together?
Yeah.
And she kind of like makes a space for you on her book stacked table in a corner of the library, which has excellent lighting for some reason. She seems to have found the perfect spot. So yeah, you guys can. She pulls out a textbook and props it up when she explains what you're looking for. That has diagrams of intimidation faces and everything.
Yeah, you want to keep low to the ground. Why is that? Okay, wait a minute. Why does that one have one green eye and have a blue thing? Why are they holding what looks like a human child in a monster? It's fine.
What?
It's a Monsters Inc.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, if you want, Will, you can give me a second academic lesson.
Yeah, I think between me and Essie, we'll start working together. 20.
That's success, but not a critical success. But with Essie, it becomes a critical success.
Oh.
So essentially, Will, if we ever
I'm so much better at RPG school than I was at real grade school.
you now have 2 levels in the Sunburrows loaded up for your next 2 levels. So you can take, you've studied so well, you can essentially take like the next 2 months of studying off.
Oh, I'm going to do the Rainscribes next, yeah. Good, my optimal study plans are my min-maxing my studying. Well,
Though you do come away from that slightly shook, you're like, I never would have imagined Essie could make those faces. You're like, a little bit of a cold sweat, like, oh God.
Yeah, well, good on Essie.
He's a little intimidating. I guess we'll keep the rotation just to the same as before. McKenna.
I'm going to possibly make an inadvisable decision. I want to make nice with Tazinwe's Strands of Glowing Dawn, because she seems very nice. I think I have root magic, and I'm going to I have root magic, which means that I can put together a little sachet of nice things that can be used for saving throws against haunts or just saving throws in general. And I am going to put one together because I know she's not happy with us. But it also, I put it together in such a way that I want it to smell nice and be a relaxing kind of aromatic vibe, because I know she is quite put upon. And I go and I knock on her door. At a time when I know her children would not be asleep, specifically.
Yes. From the inside of the room, you do hear just kind of the muted sounds of children having fun while making an effort to be quiet about it, but in the effort that the half-hearted method that children do. They do get quiet seemingly when the knock comes to the door, like, ooh. And you hear some kind of whispered instructions from the mom in a firm but not mean tone, but like, do not mess with me, kids. We have been over this.
Having some fun at their mother's expense.
Yeah. And the door opens just a crack.
That's okay. I'm super small. That's all I need.
Are you going to zip into the room?
No, I'm not. I just kind of wave and I say, hi, I brought, a thing, and I thought maybe we could, I just joined the Emerald Boughs as my secondary class. This is supposed to be nice and relaxing, kind of aromatherapy. And maybe if two of us are here studying, we can both keep an eye on the little ones, and it might be more time effective.
Now, quick question though, Avi. Did you want to actually try and use this in your creation in assisting with this? Like, did you want to make a crafting check to try and make
I would
action?
So much rather make a crafting check than a diplomacy check, so yes, absolutely.
Sure. Okay. I mean, if it's successful crafting...
Hey.
Sorry, I was looking at a different screen. Yeah, 23. Okay. So that will give you a decent bonus to your diplomacy check.
Okay. Okay, well, I have a +0 to it right now. So wish me luck.
You know what? That is enough to slightly improve her attitude. She's no longer quite peeved at you because the text in the book, actually, for when you guys did your little intimidation thing, says that both of them are furious with you.
Oh no.
This moves it from a furious to just kind of like, okay.
Irked.
So she accepts the gift, and subsequent efforts might be a little better, but for a moment she's not ready to be study buddies with you.
That's fair. I'll take the win.
Yeah. A little thing appears. Strands of glowing will remember this.
Okay. That's okay. I know you're super busy, but it was nice to chat again. I'll see you around. And she putters away to go study by herself. Yeah. I will make an Arcana check to... Oh, no, this is a different check because this is a different school, isn't it? Then I would like to make a society check.
Society for the Emerald Boughs?
Yes.
Sure.
Roll 20. A 19. I will take that.
That is success, not a critical success, but a success.
Mm-hmm.
So your Emerald Boughs branch advances by 1.
Nice.
So yeah. So you also gained the additional lore from a previous thing. You gained the additional lore, and both you and Will, I didn't get to this for Will actually, you guys get to the Steeped in History. At second level in a branch, you learn about the history of your branch and the Magambia in general. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to recall knowledge about the Magambia. So if you ever guys are going to do some detective work, the tenets or history of your branch and members of your branch. You guys essentially have done so well in your studies, you've managed to hobnob with more senior members of your branch and are getting to know more about it and its history in the school and all that.
That's so cool.
Is it still not showing current roles?
No, it should be fixed. I have to.
Okay.
Yeah, Avi is, according to what I'm looking on Twitch, Avi's society role is up, so
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe we weren't rolling that much.
Yeah. Also, my once again, my view freezes every now and then, so it's hard to tell. So thank you, chat.
We appreciate your patience with all this stuff, chat. Things should be a little bit more stable, I think, next week.
Yep.
So, assuming society doesn't collapse, but what are the odds of that?
All
right.
Don't say that.
So yeah, so we are gonna go cycle back to Zoe.
All right, so my
You
wonderful success with crafting. I want to know if like any of the Uzanjati that we've already met like saw that happen and felt bad and want to be crafting buddies with me because I need help.
Yeah, who is
Right.
an Uzanjati?
I remember one of them had a crocodile bear that was in my notes that we met.
Let me take a look real quick.
I would definitely be interested in the crocodile.
The-
Okay, what do
The two people you know in the Spire dormitory from the Uzanjati is Noxolo and Okoro.
Okay.
Now let me just check. Did meet? I think these were the ones that you had the briefest interaction with, because on the last task they just wanted to hear a story from you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just double check, make sure those were the right people I'm thinking of. Hold on. So,
Yeah, I specifically remember the one that had the notes say crocodile bear.
yeah. It actually. The young man. I think Noxolo is the one with the crocodile bear.
Okay. Did
Yeah.
Noxolo totally see me disassociate super hard in the crafting room?
Well, they've been doing their own thing. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
She seems, from what you've seen, to be a very kind of free spirit.
Okay.
The hobbies, just as for information, hobbies apparently that you guys have heard include dance, high fashion, kite flying, watching motes of dust float through the air.
So I'm
Like-
saying, so if she saw me totally disassociate into space, she might be like, oh, she likes watching dust motes too.
Fair.
Be able to play it off that way.
Might
Like a
be
deception roll.
able to play it off that way.
And
Could I
she
roll-
is really down to have a two-person study session of exchanging stories.
Oh, she is.
Aw.
Okay.
It's very friendly.
Let's see. So would I be able to train in some theater lore?
Sure.
Ah,
I would love to train in some theater lore with Noxolo. And I would love to.
Theater lore is way at the bottom of the skills. Potentially, all the lores are down at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was just lore. It just says lore
She and I don't think had added any.
Yeah. I
when we
mean,
had gone through.
we can just click the lore button and we'll know
Yeah.
it's theater lore for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So am I rolling for lore? Or am I rolling for like performance lore? Because am I gonna be telling the story right now?
I think you would be telling the story, so go for lore of the performance.
Let's see. Should I tell the story before I roll or tell the story after?
Completely up to you. If depending on how good you tell the story, I might give you a bonus.
Okay, excellent.
Also,
So-
thanks to the Raid Goblin Cave.
Oh, hi.
So,
Definitely want to tell the story of I sit down with Noxolo and I kind of am looking over at her crocodile bear, maybe offer it like a little snack. It's really cute. I want to tell the story of why I got into performing in the first place. So when I was younger, my mom actually, she was a performer at the school as well. She used to be one of the music teachers here, but is no longer. And I remember she and I just got into a huge argument. And I ran away from home, and I just remember just traveling as far as I could go, and I ended up at the village adjacent, and there was there were fireworks going off and dancing lights, and it was just absolutely beautiful. There were creatures in the sky, shapes and sizes, and flowers and butterflies. And I look over and I see this red-haired beautiful lady on the stage, and she announces that her name is Sparkling Chariot. And I just knew right then and there that I wanted to do just what she does. So I gathered up all the money that I had from helping out my mom at home, and I bought my first witch hat. And as I was traveling, um, I saw her, and I had my witch hat on. I just was beaming at her, and she made me a pink flower for my hat. And gave me her blessings to go on as a performer. So that honestly changed my life. And I want to do what she did for me for other little girls and boys.
I think that earns you a little bonus. Give me your roll.
All right.
We are now at 2 school-based anime references in tonight's session. If you can find both in the VOD, let us know.
It's a good story. It sadly just doesn't quite get there. Basically, you got a 12. You needed a 15. So
I know.
Cute.
The rolls today are not with me.
no, it happens sometimes.
There'll be plenty of other opportunities.
Noxala does also tell you a story, mostly about how she ended up at the Magambia. That she came here mostly to escape from her overbearing family, who had planned out essentially every aspect of her life. And she kind of looks up into the sky and starts saying that whispers from dead birds and cow bones told her that she could find freedom at the Magambia. And so she went, not knowing what to expect. What she discovered was a far bigger world than she'd ever dreamed possible, and a chance to unravel the mysteries of the strange whispers she hears. She also makes a point of letting you know that the creature next to her is called a snabble.
What an adorable name.
Yeah. She doesn't actually know where it came from.
Oh.
They just found each other one day while she was kind of wandering aimlessly through the campus, and they've been inseparable ever since.
Oh, that's wonderful. Hopefully I find a wonderful friend just as you have. Currently have no animal companion, but maybe.
And she kind of reaches out and puts a gentle hand on your knee and says, I think we're on the right track.
Oh.
You're on the right
She offers you a snack, but then she realizes, oh no, wait, no, this is the Snabble's food. Sorry, no. And she hands you a pastry from another pocket.
I eat it gratefully. It's tasty.
Now, I did want to ask one thing to y'all. This has been how you have spent your time in your actual classes. But during 2 months at the Magambia, there is a decent amount of time, especially for you guys who apparently have been acing your classes, to just live, and life at school is not all schoolwork. So just out of curiosity and to maybe fill a little time, what do you guys just get up to on your free time? Like, do you have projects you want to just kind of do on your own time or in the evenings? I'm not sure if they have weekends here, but I'm sure they have, rest days. Does anyone have anything they wanted to do?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Sure.
I would definitely want to go check on how the Ojafiri's chicks have been doing.
Oh yeah.
They're being watched by our friends, right?
Yeah, I think that task was, oh boy, we're going way back to like the first task now.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. That is, oh boy. The Rainscribe Assignment, right? Yeah.
A Rainscribe.
So yeah, you eventually find through asking people and just by looking at the signs on the buildings and the like, find that the Rainscribes do have a little area where they take care of animals and the like, and it's very cozy. It has a door that closes very tightly to prevent any of the even the smallest creatures from getting out, because when you walk in, you do also see that they have like snake habitats and big-eared mice in a little thing with lots of little tubes made of specially made glass. And then off in a corner, on top of a small kind of almost like a stove, but just something that keeps a slow fire going the whole time, you find the chicks in a very soft little thing full of straw and little nests they've made of their own discarded feathers, like as they grow and they lose feathers. They seem to be doing very well. They're moving around. They're very energetic.
It's so cute.
They are very cute. Their feathers are starting to change colors now. They're taking on their more adult coloration, so they're growing pretty fast. At one point, you managed to catch Anchorroot by surprise here, because she was tending to them very diligently, and for them, it's funny, this is the most non-nervous you've ever seen her. When she was completely focused on looking after these animals and the whole rest of the world and other people had dropped away, her shoulders just kind of dropped and she seemed to relax for once. And then she noticed you looking at her and kind of jumped a little bit, like, "Oh, hi, are you here to see the chicks?"
Yeah, I wanted to. Yes, I did see them. Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, I think we've got it in hand, but it's very nice of you to suggest. If you want, you can look at them, and I'll leave you alone with them. And she starts to kind of like, almost like she's trying to like inch sideways, crab walk out of your line of sight.
Wait, before you go, do the chicks like lullabies by any chance?
And that actually kind of gives her pause, like, I can't honestly say we've tried that. I don't have a great singing voice or, a head for music, but you know what? And she shows you this little book that is being kept on a shelf nearby, and it's sort of like the log of them looking after the birds, and it notes things they've tried in terms of like foods they like and how much heat they like during the day. And she points out just to an entry that is mostly blank for today, and she's like, if you do decide to sing to them, please just record like how long and maybe what song and their reaction. So if it's positive, we can, repeat it in the future. She hands you a pencil very hard. She's trying not to like her hand to shake.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely do that.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Bye. Okay. I want to sing to the chicks. Can I sing to the chicks?
You can sing to the chicks. Give me a performance.
All right. So we're definitely going with Once Upon a December today. And we're going to go straight into it. Dancing bears, painted wings, things I almost remember, and a song someone sings once upon a December. Someone holds me safe and warm, horses prance through a silver storm, figures dancing gracefully across my memory. And then...
Guess who's the bard?
Not me.
That's my favorite song.
16. The chicks are enchanted. They are all sitting at the edge of their little enclosure, just kind of staring at you, and one of them is actually swaying back and forth a little bit.
Me too, little chicks. Me too.
I write that in the book.
Might be a hard act to follow. Does anyone else have any interesting activities they wanted to get up to during their downtime?
Yeah.
Avi?
I think Avi takes to, because I can do it once a day, like leaving sachets, the like root magic sachets at people's doors. So Zenwei obviously got the first one, but I think next she like leaves one at Mariama's door being like, this is for good luck and thank you for helping me study. I think she leaves one. She definitely leaves one on Anchor Root's door being like, this is for good luck in your studies, and I hope they are good roots. I hope you like that. And probably Kiara as well, just saying thank you for the tea. And I think the one that she gives to Kiara specifically can be steeped.
So these are like functional things, not necessarily like charms or anything.
They mechanically, what they do is they grant a +1 bonus to the first saving throw they make that day, or their first check against a haunt, I believe. The first time an ally attempts a saving throw against a spell or haunt, they gain a +1 circumstance bonus.
Well, as a matter of fact, you not only see that in rather quick order, you never actually see the door open, but Anchor Roots is gone very quickly.
Oh, I hope she likes it. I really hope she likes it.
It is kind of her style of stuff.
That's kind of what I was thinking, and I was like, maybe if I just speak her root language a little bit.
And on the opposite end of it, at one point you see Kiara walking through the halls in a very lovely kind of soft green and brown kind of earth tones outfit, with the charm dangling from her neck, nestled in a valley.
Of course,
very proudly.
Of course. I pointed out to her.
She looks very happy.
I pointed out to her. I was like, you can drink that like tea if you want.
She just smiles at you and keeps walking.
Fuck.
That's good.
All right. Well, fair enough.
But
yeah, other than that,
I'm just gonna say, positive effect around the dorm.
Yeah.
Not to mention just improving the overall smell.
Yeah. It has like sacred oils and herbs in it, so hopefully it smells pretty good.
Though, when you're placing the one near Shazari's door, you're like, why does it smell like cleaning solution coming from under his door?
Oh God.
It's the kind of drink
just
that
gonna start making harder and harder stuff.
What do you mean start?
Started with moonshine. I think other than, because I can only do that once a day, I think the other thing I do in my downtime is kind of explore the campus, looking for maybe things that other people haven't noticed. I want to find secrets about the school. Apparently there was a whole tunnel system underneath the school, so she's looking for like fun little secrets like that.
Now, do you want to ask people around this, or do you just want to explore and wander on your own?
I think if someone seems interested in what I'm doing, I will happily tell them because I'm not especially deceptive. But otherwise, I will just go by myself.
All right, so you are specifically keeping your eyes out for oddities and possibly this tunnel network. So at one point in one afternoon, it's very nice and sunny out. You're looking around. You're just kind of like, tunnels would be well hidden under bushes and stuff. And so you're using your small size to check in a little harder to reach places. And as you're kind of looking around for some more shrubbery to investigate, suddenly the sun just sort of seems to disappear around you. You just kind of turn around, and good old Noel Groundskeeper, the big guy, is just kind of like, yeah, he's like, hey, what you doing down there?
Looking for secrets.
I'm like in the flower beds or what?
Just kind of in general. We found a whole tunnel system underneath the school, so now I'm wondering how many other mysteries are there in this place. There's gotta be all sorts of fun stuff in history, maybe things that people have forgotten over time, and you just need someone to look for it. So I don't know, I'm just kind of getting acquainted with everything. my
He,
secrets.
he kind of looks thoughtfully at you for a moment. And he says, "Come here, I want to show you something." Um, and he leads you to an area that's kind of tucked away behind the back of the library. And at first glance, it looks like there's a lovely kind of little space back here where there's a few benches and some nice flower beds. It seems like somewhere people can go and read outside if they want to. But then, as he's kind of walking up to it, you notice what you think he's probably brought you here to see, something kind of odd. In the midst
That's
of
odd.
one of the, yeah, there's a rat with glasses. No. Yeah, his lecture's coming next week. He's coming by. There's a part of the flower bed that there's like a very obvious, almost kind of circle shape in the flowers where they're all kind of withering.
Oh.
And he's like, I've been asking some of the druids around here. None of them seem to be giving me an answer. What's going on here? I've been watering it consistently. They get as much sunlight as everyone else. And I'm just wondering if it's something a little more mundane, if there's something interfering with the roots.
Oh.
But I don't know. There's been a few smaller ones like this around the campus, but nothing this big.
Huh. Ain't that a thing? Can I make a discern secrets nature check
Sure.
to see if I can figure out what's going on? So I'll have a +1 to this.
Oh, 22.
Holy shit, 22?
Yeah. So you lean down and you're just kind of, half looking, half trying to like sense something, with your magical senses and the like. And a little bit of the earth starts to move there, just a little bit. And you kind of lean in tight and a shape kind of pops out of the dirt. It's small, but it appears to be a kind of a nasty looking little centipede kind of thing.
Oh.
Like, oh yeah, these things are showing up more and more these days. And he kind of like takes the flat end or the wooden handle of the trowel and gently pushes the thing back into the earth.
Oh.
Like I try not to be too aggressive with bugs. I know a lot of them are necessary for proper plant life, but these ones are mean. Don't try handling them with your bare hands.
Oh, I have bat hands, but thank you.
That's even worse. They're smaller. This thing could maybe take off one of your hands.
I'm rubbing off on her.
Do you think they might be having an adverse effect on the flowers, maybe?
I mean, we've had, it's a warm climate. We've had all sorts of bugs over the years, and none of them have had this noticeable effect on the plants.
Well, I don't want to grab it, but
no, these ones, though you might be honest on, these ones are weirdly aggressive.
maybe if we took it to someone who knows more about bugs?
Yeah, couldn't hurt, I suppose. And he spends the next few minutes trying to coax another one out of the ground without digging up his own flower bed. And give me a reflex save to try and get it into a jar.
Oh, shit.
Should this be the natural?
Oh my god, 24!
I was about to say, and then Avi lost a paw.
You guys,
No,
you guys have a moment where he kind of digs down with a trowel and he looks at you, and you guys have a communication without any words, and he flicks it into the air, a bunch of dirt, and out of it comes one of these nasty, actually like long centipedes with like, it actually almost has like pointy spines, and you just hold a jar and like falls right into the jar, and then you're like, and he just kind of like gives you a respected nod.
Do you know anyone specific? I have a couple dorm mates that I think might know something about this, but
I mean, little anchor root, who I never am able to talk to, apparently.
that's who I was thinking too.
She seems to be scared of my footsteps.
Yeah.
But just, I don't know, anyone in the Rainscribes might be good to know. They got a lot of knowledge of this sort of stuff. I'm mostly the flower guy, he says, this giant hulking scarred gnoll.
Well, you make really wonderful flowers, so thank you very much.
Thank you. I work hard on it. Speaking of which, I have to go shovel some manure now. So, good luck with your secret exploring.
Thank you.
Watch out for aggressive bugs.
I will. I will.
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, so.
Oh.
I think I will gather Ophelia and Igora, or maybe just Igora, because I know he has they both have a pretty good rapport with Anchorroot. I just don't want to overwhelm her with people.
That is a very definite possibility.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna grab. I will grab Ophelia because they just had a thing. And I'm hiding the centipede behind my back, which isn't working super well because the jar is like for Avi to hold the jar. It's probably like this big, so she probably has to like set it down behind her and stand in front of it.
It should be noted. It should be noted. It is making audible tink tink on the glass. It is getting even more aggressive now. It can't wrap its mandibles around it, but it's trying to bite the glass.
Oh God.
I think the other reason I go to Ophelia is because I'm a little bit worried Gamma might try to eat this.
On that note, though, I did want to touch base with dear old Froggy Boy before we get too far in other people's stuff. What have you been doing these couple months? Oh, just weights?
Yeah, so Igora has a couple of things that they want to accomplish.
Okay.
So number one is they want to continue doing their morning workout routine of running a lap around the campus and then swimming a lap around the campus.
So you make an interesting discovery that leads to a fun kind of morning routine. You find out there is a dorm mate who actually does very early morning swims.
Oh.
It's Kiara.
Of course, Kiara. Kiara.
And she is essentially wearing like if you guys remember from like Avatar, Katara's kind of like swimming outfit. That's like wraps.
Cute, very cute.
But it's almost kind of a different side of Kiara that only you have now seen amongst the players, where she seems like her kind of like flirtatiousness, her kind of sashaying is all gone, and she's got like laser focus on the like this forward stroke.
Yeah, so
she still does the thing where
that.
she comes out of the water though and does the Little Mermaid hair flip, and it is glorious.
Nice job, Kiara. That was a good lap. That was solid 5 seconds shorter than our last time. Good job.
Does like the manly arm grab thing.
With
a smirk.
I kind of want to eventually I want to get more people doing this workout routine. It's like some sort of like body improvement club, maybe. I think it could be fun.
I think that would be wonderful. I think everyone would benefit greatly from being more in touch with their bodies.
Yeah, you're right, Kiara. Hey, also, Kiara, just while I have you here, what branch of the school are you in? We've never asked that. And yeah.
Oh, I'll admit I've had a little trouble sticking with any one branch, which is kind of why my education, I'll admit, and this is her possibly being a little more honest and open, that her education has been kind of held back a little bit because she has kind of failed to truly commit to any one branch. And you don't know this, but combined with what Avi kind of found out, where maybe not for a necessary reason she's explained, but there was the times that Kiara took time off of the school and just kind of went wandering. So she's kind of like that person who takes a couple classes but not full for a degree and then takes a year off. So she doesn't seem to be in any hurry.
No, that's fair. Taking your time is important, Kiara. Oh, it was nice to see you.
Avi
was looking for you. Make sure to say hi when you can find them.
I mean,
good God.
if you put a rune blade to my throat, I suppose I would say that the Unjati have most captured my heart. I suppose. I love stories.
maybe you could chat with Ophelia. I know they were struggling a little bit with their studies.
I think I would love that. She has such a beautiful voice and probably an equally beautiful heart.
Yeah, there's some singing techniques in like my old home that I wanted to go and teach them. That's project number 3. I'm going to work on project number 2 now, which is planting a garden.
That sounds delightful. And I must ask, is your singing from home, is it throat singing perhaps?
It's overtone singing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's creating overtones while you sing. It's very fun.
That sounds fascinating.
Yeah. I'll show you sometime, Kiara.
She hands you a goblet of like a protein shake.
Oh, thank you.
Goblet of protein shake.
Though you're surprised, tastes of blueberries. I find the basic taste a little underwhelming.
Well, that's fair. I get that. You know, it's important to protein up after a good workout.
Agreed. Though, as in the cooler seasons, I do also find nice hot cider is delightful afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Warms you up from the inside out, you know.
Yeah. I'll have to try that.
I had thought about inviting Avi, but I know Fur doesn't react well to water sometimes.
I legitimately worry that Avi would drown if they went swimming.
The current here is a little strong.
Yeah, just a bit. Oh, we could put them on Ghana's back. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. Anyway.
Yes, but that's not really a workout then.
No, but it could still be.
Well, I mean, for Gama, but
fun friend hangout time.
She could be your little cheerleader.
Yeah.
Mascot.
And your second project, the flower garden. Did you want to like start that now, or is that just something you want to put in the in the oven?
No, that's one of the one of the 3 tasks that Igor is doing in this downtime. So he's doing the workouts every day, and then the other thing he's doing is he is making like the frog pond have a bunch of like flowers and stuff around it, mainly tulips.
You do find out that you do sort of need to get like a little slip from the groundskeeper, but it seems like more of a formality than anything. He doesn't have a problem with people as long as you promise you're literally not going to just dig up huge chunks of the earth and not do anything with it.
Oh no, I'll give him my plan. It's just basically making some like nice tulip beds around the some nice tulip beds and some nice wildflowers around the frog pond to draw some insects to it.
And he does very specifically ask you what variety of plants you were growing, because there was an incident with some odd plants that Cesare grew that caused some birds to start doing weird loops through the air when they were feeding on some of the seeds.
I can imagine. Now, mainly tulips and wildflowers to draw bugs.
Could we do roses and dahlias too?
Sure.
I would help with that.
Those might not do as well near the pond, but you guys have a lot of space around the dorm, so.
I plant tulips.
Not to mention the fact that any of you who have like a window, you could open your windows and have like a little, one of those hanging pots. It wouldn't be as big as a garden, but you could have, it's a personal little thing.
And yeah, the last thing was something that I wanted to do with Ophelia, so I'll let them do their thing.
Yeah. Back to the bug investigation.
Yes.
So as Avi maybe tries, maybe fails to hide that bug behind her back, and fill Ophelia in on the situation, and she goes, I do have to warn you, I do have a very ugly bug. You are not going to like it. So you don't have to look at it. I was hoping I could get Anchorroot to look at it. But I know sometimes she has a hard time talking to people, but also sometimes I have a hard time talking to people. And I'm scared we might get our wires crossed, but you are really good at talking to people. So maybe you could come and help me ask her?
Is the bug contained, or is just
yes, it is in this jar.
Okay, great.
It is very much contained. I screwed it on as tight as I can, but you don't have to look.
Yep, I'm not.
Just a quick question, clarification. Where are you guys having this conversation?
Probably in front of Ophelia's dorm room.
Mm-hmm.
funny you should mention them. This I think would be a good place to end this. Shizere happens to walk by, and he kind of stops and like, oh, I was looking for you guys. Oh, a bug. Are you already working on it?
Do you know something about the bug? Sorry,
No,
I didn't mean to show it to you.
Not that bug specifically, but he takes a piece of paper out of his pocket and hands it to you guys.
Huh? What's that?
And you guys are being summoned by one of the teachers. Because, interestingly enough, one of the first kind of meet the teachers little adventures you guys can go on is called Bug Problems.
Wow.
Oh.
What do you know?
And that is
Matt planned it.
that is probably where we're going to end things this week. Because
Perfect.
there's quite the introduction for this teacher. They are quite the personality.
Oh, interesting.
You have not met
Fun.
them yet.
Very fun.
Well, join us next week, chat, as we continue the story. You will get to see Shy and PJ select their major, and we'll do their roles quickly at the start of the next session. And then we'll jump into chomping on some bugs.
Yeah. First it was gremlins, now bugs. Apparently the school maybe needs, some tighter
Pest
security
control?
or
This
more pest
school
control.
got like
Pest
all of
control.
its problems out of like 1980s horror films.
But thank you all so much for coming tonight. Don't forget to check out our many other shows here on the channel, like the League of Amazing Adventurers on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. CST, 7 p.m. PST, or the Calling Chronicle in the same time slot on Friday nights. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye!
Have a good night, everyone.